on, guys? It's Steve. So, last night, the Golden State Warriors got absolutely destroyed by the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, I'm noticing a trend this year so far. I'm not worried about the Warriors. I still think, either them or the Spurs are going to come out of the West. But for the most part, some trend that I noticed is that Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, but mostly just Klay Thompson, is playing inconsistent. Well, Curry's playing inconsistent, but Klay Thompson's just playing awful. Last night, Stephen Curry probably had his worst performance in his career. But again, this is just one game out of the hundreds that he's had that were amazing games. So, it happens to everyone. Everyone has a bad game here and there. Stephen Curry, he only had 13 points on 5 of 17 shooting, and he went 0 for 10 from 3. And I'm pretty sure that was the end of his, making at least 1 3 for I don't know how many games, probably over 200 plus games in a row. So that's the end of his 3 streak, which is kind of sad that he couldn't at least just hit one. But, at the end of the day, man, that happens. You have bad games. Some people are saying they're worried about the Golden State Warriors. I was, to be honest, at first, I was extremely worried about the Warriors. And then you guys always ask me, Steve, why are you always changing your words? Well, I mean, if you look at it from a logistical standpoint, the game is always changing. One day they'll play good, one day they'll play bad. And if I'm noticing them playing better and they're actually starting to use certain different plays and play styles, obviously I'm going to change my opinion. So that's why I think the Golden State Warriors are going to come out of the Western Conference. I'd say it's like a 90% chance that the Warriors will and a 10% chance the Spurs will. But yeah, so Stephen Curry had a bad game, but it happens. But what's going on with Klay Thompson? Klay Thompson is averaging only 15 points per game right now on 38% shooting from the field and 17% shooting from 3. What's going on with him, man? Here's the thing. This always happens when you look at the pairing up. Well, in recent history, when you look at the pairing up of 3-star players. For example, let's start off with the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett had to be the third option. His numbers went down. Ray Allen's went down even as a second option, and we also saw that with Dwyane Wade. Dwyane Wade's, and by the way, we're going to be talking about D Wade in another video because this guy, he's looking great. D Wade, he had to be the second option. His scoring went down. Bosh's scoring went down as the third option. And then you have recent history in terms, well, that is recent, but you have Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, and LeBron James. Kevin Love's scoring went down. It's back up now to around, I think it's like close to around 20 right now, 20 and 10, which is elite. And Kyrie's dominating, and LeBron, that team is scary. But yeah, so, if you look at history, it happens. It does happen, whether it's Miami, Boston, or Cleveland. But the thing is Klay Thompson, to me, it's just a slump. It's not that he sucks or that he's third option now or anything like that. It's just a slump. I saw a part of yesterday's game. I'm seeing him. It looks like he lost a little confidence. That happens when you go through a slump. You're not as confident in your shot. But as you start making a few and you get your rhythm going, your confidence will get up there and you'll get out of the slump. It's easier said than done. But I'm sure he'll be out of that slump real soon because he's one of the best shooters in NBA history. And just don't count out Klay Thompson, man. He's an elite player, and I think it'll take a few more games for him to really get back into his groove and things like that. And to be honest, I think it's gonna take him exploding like he did, not necessarily for 37 points, but it's going to take him exploding for, I don't know, like let's say 40 points throughout a game. It doesn't have to be 37 in one quarter, but at least 20 in a quarter. He's gonna have to explode. And then his confidence will explode as well. And then he'll be out of his slump and things like that. And he'll be all good. You know what I mean? So, in terms of that, there's no need to worry about Klay Thompson. Yeah, it happens. Not Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett necessarily did not go through a slump. Kevin Love really didn't go through a slump. Chris Bosh really didn't go through a slump. They were just all third options. So, they had less shots and things like that. So, that's why their production went down. But at the end of the day, man, it's all good, dude. He's going to be all right. The Warriors are going to be okay. I'm sure. I think they're 4-2 now. I'm sure they're still going to finish with the best record in the Western Conference. Now, I do want to talk about something about the San Antonio Spurs. Now, some people say, why are you always changing your opinion? I already spoke about this, but I just want to elaborate a little more. When you watch games, you judge your opinion based off of that. So when I was saying the Spurs are playing better than the Warriors, that's because they were. But now that I'm watching the Warriors play and I see the potential, and I can actually see, okay, maybe this can work without a great front court if JaVale McGee and Zaza could actually play some kind of defense and get some kind of rebounds, and then you have Kevin Durant averaging, I think, a career high in rebounds. So, when you see that potential being brewed up in Golden State, and then on top of that you have Kevin Durant, who always shows up in big moments for the most part. You have Stephen Curry, and then the greatest shooter ever, and then you have Klay Thompson, one of the best shooters ever. So I cannot doubt the Golden State Warriors. So in my opinion, we are going to see the Golden State Warriors versus the Cleveland Cavaliers once again in the NBA Finals for the third straight year. I'm sorry to every Spurs fan out there, but Kawhi, he's a great player, but I can't. Here's a slogan that I live by. This is what Michael Jordan said. He said, star players win games, but teamwork wins championships, right? So the thing is, yes, the Spurs have great teamwork, but I don't think that's enough to get over the star power of the Golden State Warriors. But when you look at Golden State, let's say Golden State does go to the finals. You look at Golden State versus Cleveland. Cleveland has a star power, but they also have the 3-year chemistry, and winning that championship made them so much more confident. They're one of the greatest teams in the league right now. Well, they are the best team in the league. And, so much more confidence. Kyrie Irving doing what he's doing. Kevin Love doing what he's doing now. It's crazy, man. And you have LeBron averaging pretty much a triple-double. It's crazy. And then on top of that, they have the teamwork. And then you have the thing about the Golden State Warriors is, the Cleveland Cavaliers are, there's no team like them. Because if you look at LeBron can not only be your number one scorer, he can be your passer, your rebounder, your defender, your playmaker, and your floor general, all at the same time. And he can play on or off the ball. And then you have Kevin Love, who can go from being a spot-up shooter to a low-post banger to a rebounder to a solid low-post defender. And then you have Kyrie Irving, that is primarily a scorer. So if you look at the versatility of just the big three, let's say Kyrie Irving's having a bad game, Kevin Love can step up. LeBron James can step up. Let's say LeBron's shooting poorly. LeBron doesn't just have to shoot the ball. Now he can pass the ball more, play more defense, you know what I mean? And then Kevin Love, let's say his shot is off. Okay, he's going to grab more boards. He's going to play better low-post defense. And then when you compare that to the Golden State Warriors, they don't really have that versatility. No other team does. So it's not really, a knock at Golden State, but no other team has that versatility. Golden State comes close because you have Stephen Curry, who can be a floor general, a passer. He can play off the ball. He can play on the ball. He's a great scorer. So you have that. But then you have Kevin Durant, who's not a great playmaker, who's pretty much just a dominant scorer. So there's that. You know what I mean? So that's good. And then on top of that, you have Klay Thompson, who's pretty much just a spot-up shooter. So in terms of all of these things, and this is going to sound crazy for me saying this, but Stephen Curry is actually a more versatile player in that sense. Obviously there's more things that can go into it, but in that sense, than Kevin Durant. That doesn't make him a better player. I kind of just went against my own words there, but you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So in a sense, Stephen Curry is versatile. He can do a lot on the floor in terms of on the offensive end. But at the same time, that doesn't compare to what LeBron James can do, to what Kevin Love can do, to what Kyrie Irving can do. So the Cavaliers, they're just way more versatile than any team right now in the NBA. And add that with winning the championship, their confidence is up. They got it, man. They got that stride. They're pumping out right now. You know what I mean? They're killing it right now, and it's great to see. It is great to see LeBron finally have a team with other young star players in their prime, because LeBron has never had that, which is truly, truly sad. Yeah, he had D-Wade and Bosh, but Bosh couldn't really do what he needed to do because he was the third option behind D-Wade, who was declining and at the time was going through really bad injuries. Imagine if LeBron, back in his Miami days from 2010 to 2014, played with D-Wade right now, the way he's playing right now. That would be ridiculous. If D-Wade played the way he is right now with LeBron, they would have probably won at least 3 out of 4, maybe all 4, because even with LeBron struggling in 20, well, actually D Wade actually dominated in that finals. It's just LeBron didn't show up. But they would have won 3 out of 4 years, you know. And if you think about that, LeBron would have stayed in Miami, so the whole NBA would have been different. It's crazy. It's crazy how one finals loss can change everything. You know, if you win, the whole league is different. If you lose, the whole league is gonna be different. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But yeah, man. So Klay Thompson, he's gonna be all right. Stephen Curry, he's gonna be all right. He just had one bad game, nothing to worry about. He's still a great player. You have I'm going to talk about D Wade in a separate video, but you know, you had the Golden State Warriors, so I wanted to clarify that. I really do think the Golden State Warriors will make it to the NBA Finals, but I don't think they're going to defeat the Cleveland Cavaliers, because if you think about it, the Warriors have the star power. They're going to build up the chemistry, which means they're going to get into that teamwork, and once they do, it's going to be scary. But at the same time, their star power is not equivalent to the Cavaliers' star power and chemistry and teamwork and things of that nature. So that's why I think Cleveland's going to win again. Anyway, guys, it's been Steve. I'm out of here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Peace.